Alright, so here we go. We're gonna try and squeeze a game in, and we got Toadstone, which is rather exciting. I've never played him before. I've heard some things in Discord about him, but he's number 5 on Axis and number 3 on Allies, so obviously a very good player. I just did a real quick scan on the good old Discord. It sounds like he just is a very aggressive style, which sounds like it would be a fun game. Lots of air and navy, depending on where things go. So, those are the type games I generally like until the dice go against me. So hopefully we get decent dice here. I didn't really get a whole feel of his strategy, so I don't know if my KJF or my KGF will be the way to go. But so we're just gonna play it normal, or start out normal at least. It's pretty interesting. The game got selected almost immediately upon hitting it, so that's exciting. So I knew I had to have somebody in the platinum rather than what appears to be. Oh, what am I doing? That's what I get for talking while clicking. To be doing their placement game late in the season, and then the other game where I had a gentleman in his gold, which he played relatively well. It was a bloodbath game, so it was just a matter of managing my Russian units. That Russia was very low on units, but so was Germany. And y'all saw my little, he did the carrier G1 carrier build. So, all right, here we go. Let's focus in on this game now. Let's get some good dice here, or at least average dice. That's all I really care about. If I get average dice against good players, then I'm happy to have a good game. Whether we'll be able to get a whole game in or not, we'll just have to see. Of course, my schedule doesn't always allow for it greatly, but we're gonna try. That's low. Okay. No more than one hit. I was just saying no more than one hit back. So that's gonna expose me and Karelia right off the bat. The worst feeling is when the bomber hits. When the bomber hits, you just know you're in for a rough Ukraine. This is starting out okay. Let's finish it. Ooh, 3 hits. Ooh, could we have a retreat possibility here? Okay. Come on, miss. Ooh, this is like my bingo of when I like to retreat, but he likes heavy axis air. Ooh, I gotta pause and think on this one a second. Oh, I'm not gonna pause and think. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna retreat. Even with the 5 infantry West Russia. And actually the retreat kind of helps me with that, because now I can pull the tanks back and still dead zone Karelia a little bit, although it gives him this fighter. And if he likes heavy Axis air, we know how I struggled against the heavy Axis air recently, so but we're gonna do it. This is the one scenario I like to retreat in. This scenario is with the 3 tanks. I something good feeling about having the 6 tanks floating around. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, I'm going to pull him back. Just because that one loss here and just knowing he's such a great player. I'm going to prepare as best I can. Let's see, we got 7, 8, 9. He could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the battleship, but that'd be risking a lot for him, so. Alright. I'm excited about this game, but I'm also kind of worried that I'm going to rush to try to get this game in time and make mistakes. And at the same time, we only got 11 days and then the game's gone. So, alright, there we go. There's turn 1. Alright, so here we go. Turns out he is doing a tank rush, which I don't know that we're going to be able to play a game. I think I just want to do fun with this. I'm not going to make the top 10. It's too late in the season for me to do that. So I think I just want to have fun with this. And I want to see if my sub by UK twist, possibly a KJF in the face of a tank rush can work. It'd be insane. People think I'm going to be crazy going for a KJF with a tank rush. So that makes it all that much more fun. So I don't know that this is actually the smart play. I think this is just the fun play, to be honest. But we're going to give it a go. We're going to see what we can do with buying 1 infantry, 1 sub, a fighter, and a bomber. So let's see what we can do. One of the reasons I want to do this is because with the tank rush, I do want to get the fighters to the center. And as much as, you know, it's tempting because I could clear this, do just a carrier transport drop this turn. And this is how I played against Entex in my league game. I'm doing well, as I went ahead and just got the aggressive and started trading really quickly, and I think we're going to pull that off in a KGF. But this is a different game, and I just want to try something different. So I'm going to try something different. And we're gonna let him live. Now, you know, one thing with his placement, so he's got no fighters on the west coast over here. These fighters can't get to C-Zone 13, neither can these, so we're just gonna take this. Now he could come back and attack, but that's gonna weaken any sort of play here in the middle. Plus, I'm gonna be able to bring my US guys down there too, so I think he'll attack back this way. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. Alright, yeah, I think we're set. I think that's all the attacks. It's tempting to do the 4v4 right here, though. But I do need to protect for J. Well, he's going to take Caucasus, so, I mean, India's going to fall quick. So maybe I should just, you know, plow ahead there. 3, 4, 5, 6. We can have 4 there. Let's pull them back. Tempting as it is. gives 3. I think is enough that my transport could grab back. 3 units. And a battleship with an infantry artillery. I don't think that's a take battle. Kind of wanted to take my tank all the way in, but I want to leave. I don't want to have to bring my U.S. fighter over here, I think. I can if he doesn't do anything with them, so. I can't land him here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we should be able to land him here. So I want to keep this the dead zone, so I'm putting a bomber up here. So we'll have our 2 bombers that could hit the battleship anywhere. 2, 6. I guess that's not true because he's going to take Caucasus, isn't he? We're going to put the fighter down here. We'll let the battleship live. You know, you guys, if you see me enough, I tend to not stress too much about the battleship these days. Oh, you know what? I got yelled at for that, so... I mean, 2 fighters versus a destroyer carrier fighter. No one's going to take that. No one's going to take that. I'm going. I don't care. No one's taking that battle. I'm not going to weaken mine because of a bug. Weaken my play because of a bug. He can't... It'd be silly for him to take that battle. I'm helping him out if he's going to take that shot. Not to mention, even if he won it, I'm going to have enough to wipe him out anyway, so... Japan can't hit him. You will have the German fighters that could hit their next turn, though. You know what? That may not be the best place, as much as I like having him there. Because if the German fighters could move there, I would need to pull some Russians back to here first. Well, we're going to be pulling these guys back before that Germany goes. If they take them out, I could bring some back this way. I think we're going to be able to get him out, right? We'll be able to put... He's not going to attack these guys. Yeah, I'm going to say we're going to be fine. Because we'll be able to pull those guys back. We'll see what he does. Alright, there we go. I didn't think it through all the way. I'm not sure I played it right, but... Alright, so here we go. US 1, it's deciding time. And I think this is going to be a fun one. So, you know, right off the bat, you know, the very first thing I notice is he left me the opportunity where I can use a cruiser block and build in India UK2. So we can do a fleet drop on UK2. If you recall, this is the one where I was able to do that retreat of my tank, so I got 6 tanks. It does mean he's doing this tank blitz, which is going to be very painful. if I just, well, I'm deciding to go KJF, so I'm just going to say that outright. And the biggest reason being is whenever I do my UK twist with this sub setup here, with this setup here, my whole deciding factor, but not my whole deciding, a large part of my deciding factor of what I'm going to do is Japan 1's purchase. If they buy 3 transports, then that's my key to go KJF. If they buy 2 transports or less and then buy some boats and planes, then I'm most likely going to do KGF, because that 1 less transport offsets the fact that I bought a sub, and then I lost 2 infantry here, and I can still defend India on the J3. But when they go transports, that's when I go, okay, let's go KJF. And he also skipped Pearl, which will be nice for me in that regards. So, yeah. Here we go. Trying to decide exactly how I want to handle the sub here. I do want to take him out. I'm just not sure exactly if I want to send a fighter after him as well, or just the destroyer, if I want to take the shot at just the destroyer going there. Two, three, 4 for 2. Yeah, I think I'm going to send the fighter too, just to be on the safe side. So, any case, getting ahead of myself a little bit. So we look a little bit closer at this whole setup, and in particular here at the India, so I go, okay, so I can do a cruiser block and be set up. But now he also has this battleship and a carrier up here, in particular the battleship up here. So he's got 4 boats that can hit C-Zone 35. He's got his bomber, and he's got his 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of the fighters, 4 of the 6. 2 of those fighters can't really attack there, right? 1, 2, 3, they got nowhere to go. So I need the 2 carriers. So 4 of those fighters, a bomber, and 4 boats, including a battleship. So essentially 9 attacking, 10 hit points. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and his fighter makes 7. I can build a carrier as 8, and I got 2 fighters to make 9 and 10, and I can build 2 more boats to make 12. So I can have 12 hit points sitting here versus, again, what I say, he's got 8, 9, 10 hit points. So I can actually just directly stack C-Zone 35. I don't even have to waste a cruiser for a block. So on the other end, as you guys probably know if you've watched me a bit, my early US, I like to come up to C-Zone 64 and when I do this India build, because then he has to decide which way does he want to go with Japan. If he doesn't come down this way, then I'm going to be taking DEI. I probably will take DEI regardless on turn UK 3. And then my whole goal is that we are going to have the US and Philippines by US 5 at the latest. So the interesting part of this, so this side, the Pacific's setting up just like I would like it to be. I was able to do my retreat with my tanks just like I like it to be. But what I've never done before is done this in the face of a tank rush. Because these tank rushes, anybody who's faced a tank rush in just a KGF knows that they can be deadly. In a KJF, I don't know that I can do this. I'll be honest. I don't know if I can do this. I haven't tried it. I've always wanted to try it. My rank season, I'm not going to get to the top 10, so I'm going to take this advantage of playing a top 10 Axis player with a tank rush and to see what I can do with the KJF. Some other interesting points that's going to come about is this UK bomber, right? So he's got 7 air flying right over the top of it because he's going to want to bring this air in here to Caucasus as well. Of course, if he's taking all his air and I'm building here, he's not going to be in 61, so he's going to have to retreat, and I'm going to have some guys over here that can be attacking. So hopefully we're going to pressure him in to the fact that he can't have his UK or can't have his Japan air this direction for too long. But the fact is he's going to get Caucasus. I've conceded that. So with that happening, India is pretty much an afterthought at this point. India's going to fall. And even to Germany, potentially G3. If not to Germany, certainly to Japan will have the opportunity to. Although I'm going to have a lot of people trying to dead zone C-Zone 36. But they can march in if they want to. So there's definitely India's going to fall. I'd rather it to fall to Japan. But there's a good chance it'll fall to Germany. But if he does that, he's going to have to take his tanks down this way. And if he does that, can Russia put a wedge between his European forces and his tank forces? And if I can do that, then I think we'd have a shot. Especially since I'm probably just going to use these U.S. to start ferrying units back and forth from U.S. into Africa. And just start working them in this way to start defending Africa early. So, in any case, here we go. This is going to be fun. This game is just about having fun on this one at this point and testing out, a KJF against an aggressive, top-notch player. We had that game against Commander CD in the when he was ranked #1 Axis and did this, and we won that one easily. But we did have some favorable dice, so I don't know that I can completely hang my hat on that game. I am going to go ahead and get a second carrier. Those that have watched my video, which I will come back later, the most cost-efficient defense is a carrier when there's already fighters for it to land on. And we've got 4 fighters right here, only 1 carrier, so we do want to go ahead and get a carrier up there ASAP. There is 1 more fighter, so buying a carrier fighter is the next best, but I'm not sure that this fighter is going to be able to come over to the Pacific anytime soon. It's probably going to have to be helping out over on this front. So I'm not counting on him. So we're going to go my new usual 2 destroyer, 2 sub carrier US-1 build. I don't think we actually have any attacks. Oh, yep, this guy here. So US-1, we're going to be here. We've got 2 fighters that can make it up there with the carrier. Best he could do is carrier, battleship. 2 fighters can reach there. The bomber cannot. So I'm going to have battleship, carrier, sub, destroyer, 2 fighters. So we're good. Other carriers going here. I'm landing my fighter down here. Now, normally US-2 I like to go to C-Zone 64, and I'm going to be not able to come all the way up there. But by US-3, we're coming down 58, 59, or 60 if they really let me. But my US-2, I'll be here. US-3, I can fly into any of these C-zones from Pearl and catch back up to my carrier. So we're going to use the fighter to make sure we get that hit. Otherwise, I believe that really is our only attack. I'm not going to waste my bomber to do that. I'm going to bring 2 transports to here so that he can't take both Gibraltar and Morocco. And that way my 2 UK bombers should be able to target the battleship. We're still probably going to set up the US down here. I got to think about that for a moment. But we've got C-Zone 16 taken care of by these guys. Again, C-Zone 17 actually is taken care of by the UK bombers and fighters, so I don't really actually need to worry about. UK's got pretty much all of it covered. We're going to have, oh, that's why I was thinking, with the US fighter here, and I'm bringing the destroyer down, he can't hit the destroyer. If I have my bomber in range of here, then I can use destroyer, fighter, bomber to clear 14 if he was to go there, 14 or 15 if he was to go to one of those. So that's where I want to bring my UK bomber down here, or excuse me, US bomber down here into Africa so that it can hit 14 or 15. I want to bring my US fighter on into here because I don't believe I need him in West Russia, so that he could fly across, and we'll have 14 dead zone by the US, 14-15 by US, 17-16-17 by the UK. Alright, whew, that's saying a whole lot. I'm going to pause for 1 second. I want to double check my West Russia, make sure I don't need my US fighter there real quick. So yeah, so for him to stack Caucasus on G2, he's going to need to move everything in, use his transport to bring these two units in, or probably him, and as well as he's going to need really all 6 fighters in the Caucasus, or else he's giving me a potential shot at hitting them. If he had a very costly shot for me as well, but I think I would have to take it, especially if I could take a first shot at them with the UK even. So the part that I've got to figure out is I want to move the Russian AA back over the top of these guys. So I'm going to put these guys over, and I think I'm going to do it that way. His German planes and his UK plane, or excuse me, Japan planes flying over don't take a pot shot at him. It does make this a little dicey for him to be able to attack. That it's not exactly what I'd like to see there, but we're gonna give it to him, I think. So we'll see if he takes it. It sounds like he might be one that takes that kind of battle though, which could make this game be very interesting very quickly. All right, I think that's all that is for our attack. So. Okay, come on, fighter, do your job. Thank you. Well, I'd rather trade them 1 for 1, but man, oh well, we got them. We'll just have to be happy with that, I guess. All right, so I'm here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So here gets me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get to Australia if I want to for challenging this. Here goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What should be fine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 landing back on one of those. So we'll have both those zones covered. Can also go to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got those zones covered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I like it better here. How are we as far as his air? He does not have any German bombers that can reach there. Japan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with Germany coming in there. So here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're just gonna come in here. You know what? Yeah, no, we're gonna be safe. I don't want to give him any easy shots with the bomber. So, it's one of those two, and it's really kind of half dozen, one, six the other. Alright, I think everything else we've got set up. I like keeping my guys in here in case I bring a transport back, or I can come over here with the transport build. Alright, the one downfall of retreating from Ukraine is I only had 26. So I have to do a 2-6 instead of a 4-4. And 4-4 would have made this a much better dead zone. But beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. I think I actually want to attack anything. Because it's so tight, West Russia is so tight, I don't even think I want to do the shot on Belarusia, which, you know, very well could be one-on-one. Let's see, so he'd have, I'm putting this in the calculator real quick just to double check myself, because I feel like I should be able to at least take that shot with 1 infantry. But 13, 9 tanks, 6 fighters, have an AA. If we sent him, we would have 3, 8, 12 infantry, 2 artilleries, 6 tanks, 2 fighters, and a partridge and a pear tree. Alright. Oh wait, no, 4 fighters, sorry. I was like, wait a second, that's not looking good. Four fighters, there we go. That's still pretty decent odds for me. I want 13, 9, 6 fighters, 10. Oh wait, it would be 11, wouldn't it? It would be 8, 9, 10, 11 infantry, not 12 infantry. Yeah, and that starts to turn into a very even split 50-50, which is favorable for Germany in a KJF, so we're not going to even bother doing that attack. Because I'm going to risk putting the AA up there, and that kind of made the difference. If I moved the AA up here, I would have been in better shape, but so I think I want to leave him here, make him use a transport this direction, especially with my forces sitting here, because he's got to respect this fighter, 3 fighters, 7 units that could attack there. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if he doesn't put any fighters back, so we're really trying to make him stretch these fighters out if at all possible. So yeah, we're going to leave that guy there so he can't just walk right into it. We are going to march back. Although I think we leave one back again to be annoying that I could always pop around a little bit, or um, do whatever. So we're going to leave one kind of hanging back a little. I ain't gonna lie, it makes me nervous leaving that one just so wide open. I feel much more comfortable if I was doing a KGF and just tearing him up over on this side. As on my league game with Intex, he got over here and he stacked here early with Germany, but I've been just chewing away at him on the backside, so I think I'm gonna end up pulling out a win in that game. But all right, so here's the situation. So again, you know, yes, I do not support a KJF North route. I support a KJF North early round 1 or 2 to allow the UK fleet to get built and then work on getting them together down here on the Money Islands. So this is all about making him have to decide where to go with his Japan fleet and Navy Air Force, because he wants to put them over here, but I'm going to make it very tight and very sweaty for these guys really quickly. So, all right, there we go. Long video, I apologize, but I thought it was a good one.